following program is provided in part by St. Mary's Credit Union.
Coming up right now on this week's MTW News Update, police need your help as they look for a missing woman. Con Edison Solutions has a message for city residents concerning their electricity bills for the past 2 months. Plus, the school district will use a new bus company next year, which will save the city thousands. And the Rotary Club installs a new president. It's all coming up right now on this week's MTW News Update. Welcome to this MTW News Update. Let's begin right now with this week's top stories. Police are looking for a missing city woman they believe may be suicidal. 37-year-old Vicky Light was last seen on June 23rd. Light is Hispanic, 5 feet 6 inches tall, with brown eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information can contact the Marlborough Police Department at 508-624-6957. City residents who receive their power from Con Edison Solution may have been overcharged for their energy use over the past 2 months. Those overcharged will be receiving a credit on their next bill for June and July, and the correct rates will be reflected. Now here's Carl Wilhelm with this week's Committee Corner.
In March, Governor Deval Patrick guaranteed $168 million in stimulus money for schools across the state. On Monday night, the school committee accepted their share of $1.2 million. This grant money is supposed to be used for the contractual services and transportation costs. Also, a much heated debate sparked over a transfer of $60,000 from the salary reserves for media and technology items. Vice Chairwoman Kathy Roby felt the money was being transferred to stock up and not replenish 2009 items. The motion passed to transfer funds. However, one day to spend the money before the end of fiscal '09, Assistant Superintendent James Jolliker was not able to spend all of the funds. Free Wi-Fi may soon be available at downtown businesses and parks. Tuesday night's wireless subcommittee heard a proposed plan to add Wi-Fi antennas at a cost of less than $10,000. The Community Development Authority would cover those costs. For this week's Committee Corner, I'm Carl Wilhelm.
The school district will be using a new bus company to carry students next year after North Reading Transportation outbid First Student for the job. Marlborough will pay about $70,000 less for transportation with the North Reading Bus Company in the next school year. The Rotary Club installed the new president last Thursday evening. The celebration was held at Coral Seafoods, complete with dinner and a ceremony. Mark Orm will take over for former Rotary Club president George Wampum. We will have a full recap of last week's event in next week's news, including exclusive interviews.
Today we have Jimmy. And he's a 2-year-old neutered male beagle. He's a purebred. We see lots of those here at Buddy Dog because many people aren't prepared for the energy level that they have. He's lived with children, he's housebroken, he's a lot of fun to play with, and he's going to make a great family pet. So if you're interested in Jimmy, please call us at the shelter. The number is 978-443-6990.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of your MTW News Update. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Hi, Firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's okay to enjoy the many professional supervised firework displays in Massachusetts. But remember, it's illegal to possess and use fireworks in the state of Massachusetts, and that means you. In the past decade, there have been nearly 700 major fire and explosion incidents involving illegal fireworks. So remember, be smart, be safe, and leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, the poor economy isn't going to stop Marlborough's annual Labor Day parade this year. We have an exclusive interview with your new parade director. Outdoor seating may be coming to downtown restaurants. Details are coming up in this week's Committee Corner. Plus, one local company shifts employees to a new location, how many are leaving and where they're going. And later in this half hour, the youth of this community learns how to be water wise. Those stories and more on this week's show. Marlborough This Week begins right now. It may not be as large as last year, but the city's annual Labor Day parade is a go once again this year. With a new theme and a new director, this year's parade is going to be one to watch. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin right now with this week's top story.
I have some very, very, very huge shoes to fill, because George Wampum did a very wonderful job with the parade over the years that he had it. And because of the wonderful job that he has done, it has made my job a lot easier because I can just kind of jump into his shoes and do it.
A Strong America is this year's theme. Ed Thurber, the new parade director, feels that although America is faced with enormous challenges, our nation has heart, courage, pride, and strength to succeed. This year's parade will be dedicated to all the wonderful people who make our home a strong America. The parade will focus on the important events in American and Marlborough history.
We're asking that people who have floats, who have themes that run throughout the parade, dedicate their floats to that goal. Show somebody or something that made America or Marlborough great.
The economic crunch means Thurber faces a difficult year for fundraising, and therefore he is reaching out to area businesses for funding.
We are still going out and looking for money from other donors, and we are hoping that they will meet the challenge.
With the recent weather pattern for the months of June and July turning out to be quite cloudy and rainy, Thurber hopes for the best in the upcoming months.
It looks like June and July has gotten all of the bad weather out of the way, so come September, we should have some very good weather, and we want everybody to come out and enjoy the parade and have a good time.
Individuals, schools, churches, businesses, and residents of this community are invited to help make it a wonderful day by participating in the parade.
I really need to have everybody that wants to be in the parade get their forms into me so that I can start lining them up and see who goes where.
For general questions about this year's parade, please contact your new parade director at 508-485-4599. The city clerk's office wants to remind all residents that August 14th is the last day to obtain nomination papers for this year's municipal elections. The open positions are mayor, all 11 city council seats, and 3 school committee seats. Interested candidates can obtain papers until 5 p.m. on August 14th and must return them by August 18th.
Councilors recommended approving an order that would allow several downtown restaurants to have outdoor seating. The order allows outdoor seating for restaurants from 8 Hildreth Street to 280 Main Street between May 1st and September 30th. The outdoor seating would be an extension of restaurants, and the businesses would have to follow specific codes. The full City Council will likely vote on the order in August. For this week's Committee Corner, I'm Dan Ginden.
After nearly 4 years, a program that provides financial assistance for low-income homeowners to renovate their properties has been reinstated by the state. The state notified the city last week that funding for this community program has been released. In December 2005, the state halted funding after discovering about $1.2 million in questionable costs. Fidelity Investments is moving 950 employees from its Marlborough office to other offices in New England. The move, scheduled to happen next year, is part of a broader staff shift among Fidelity's New England offices. After the 950 employees leave Marlborough, there will be about 1,500 still working there. Fidelity, which is based in Boston, employs about 9,000 workers statewide. Information Technology Director Mark Gibbs is working with the local Community Development Office to expand Wi-Fi antennas. Residents may eventually get to enjoy free wireless internet at city fields as well as downtown businesses. The cost of the project would likely be less than $10,000.
Something else you can enjoy at local recreation field is some good old-fashioned exercise. The Wellness Committee's second annual Summer Walk Across America activity has begun again this year. This past Wednesday night, families and children gathered at Galone Park for games and, of course, exercise.
The Marlborough Wellness Movement and Mass Rides would like to present the second annual Summer Walk Across America. The event will take place every Wednesday night at Galone Park from 6 to 7 p.m. until August 26th.
Although it is a structured time and place, we try to have the kids run around. You know, it is supervised, however, we want them to be able to play.
The event is aimed at continuing the Wellness Committee's Walking Wednesdays school initiative throughout the summer. Everyone is invited to walk, visit, and have fun while getting fresh air and exercise. There's no sign-up or registration. Just show up with family and friends and enjoy. If any evening is canceled due to the weather, the committee will post it by 5 p.m. on the Wellness Committee's new website, marlboroughwellness.org. If you have any questions, please email Wellness Committee member Leslie Crowley.
Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week, the Senior Center has a new exercise instructor. We have what classes she'd like you to know more about. But first, an upcoming triathlon being held here right in the city will raise money for two great causes. Don't move. We're back with those stories right after this short break.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's okay to enjoy the many professional supervised firework displays in Massachusetts. But remember, it's illegal to possess and use fireworks in the state of Massachusetts. And that means you. In the past decade, there have been nearly 700 major fire and explosion incidents involving illegal fireworks. So remember, be smart, be safe, and leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The upcoming Marlborough Triathlon is set for Sunday, July 26th, and will host close to 600 athletes. This will be the first annual triathlon for the city, and it's benefiting both the Marlborough Public School Foundation and Children's Hospital Boston. We met up with MPS Foundation President Martin Levins to learn more.
The first annual Marlborough Triathlon will be taking place on Sunday, July 26th. The triathlon will be a sprint triathlon consisting of a quarter-mile swim in the Fort Meadow Reservoir, a 15-mile cycling ride following Causeway Street in Hudson, Hosmer and Stevens Streets in Marlborough, and a 3.2-mile run finishing at the Marlborough High School. Planning for this major triathlon event has been going on for months between race organizers, department heads, and the mayor of this city. When it came time to think of a local beneficiary of this event, the Marlborough Public School system came to mind.
Well, we're delighted in the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation to be associated with the Marlborough Triathlon. On a state level, they have the Children's Hospital, which is wonderful, and now at our city level, we have the schools.
The concession stands at the event will be providing food and beverages for a cost, and all proceeds from the stands will go directly to the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation.
We're going to have hot dogs and burgers and water and soda and coffee and donuts and candy for the kids and stuff like that. So there'll be lots there for food and fun and entertainment for the families.
Levins admits that with the tightening of the school budget this year, this fundraising event couldn't have come at a better time.
Many of these events which raises funds indirectly, not from the taxpayer, from the city budget, is all voluntary. People give and donations and funds raised like this can go back into our schools.
The event is going to be great for this city, and with over 500 athletes already registered, it is expected to fill up very quickly. Interested participants can sign up at marlboroughTry.com. And anyone wishing to contact Martin Levins can do so at martin@levins.biz.
The exercise selection of the Senior Center has been revamped as it welcomes a new instructor and a new mission. Here's more with fitness instructor Sharon McDevitt on getting fit, strong, and toned.
Forward, back, forward.
Seniors wishing to stay in shape need to look no further than the various fitness classes offered at the Senior Center on Main Street. The classes have been revamped with new names, new moves, and a new instructor. Sharon McDevitt has been teaching at the Senior Center in Hudson, and when word got out that a new instructor was needed here in Marlborough, it was a perfect match. Sharon has experience working with seniors and knows exactly what they need. And although she knows the moves that work, she is faced with several challenges.
The challenges are mostly that they have long-standing injuries that they've had for years, that they were afraid to move, like shoulder injuries, hip injuries, maybe they've had knee or hip replacements.
Thanks to Sharon, the Senior Center now offers 3 new classes: Be Toned, Be Fit, and Be Strong. Be Toned classes are on Tuesdays at 1 p.m., which combine low-impact aerobic floor work along with strength training. Be Strong classes take place Thursdays at 11 a.m., combining upper and lower body muscle strengthening along with functional training consisting of balance and everyday movements. And on Fridays, it's Be Fit at 10 a.m. It's a fun aerobic workout for all fitness levels.
They come up to me and tell me how wonderful the class is, how much better they're feeling, how much stronger they're feeling.
All classes accommodate those individuals who need assistance or cannot stand, and of course, all classes are about everyone going at their own pace, what's comfortable for them.
If you need to stop, stop. If you need to hold on to a chair, hold on to a chair. There's nobody here that's going to point a finger at you and say, no, that's not the way you should do it.
Sharon says all participants love the cool down at the end of each class.
We tend to think about breathing and relaxation and then stretching at the end.
And if you're on the fence about joining these great classes at the Senior Center, Sharon says,
don't even think twice about it. Come on down, because you know what? It's fun.
For more information about these exercise classes or any of the activities offered at the Senior Center, please call 508-485-6492.
The Organization for the Assabet River would like to invite you once again this year to their annual Waterwise workshops for children. We met up with the organizers of the event this past Tuesday morning to get the details you need to know.
It's summertime, kids need to be outside exploring what's going on around them, and this is really fun, it's educational, and it's free.
Each summer, the Organization for the Assabet River offers a series of 6 free, fun, and informative workshops that allow youth to explore the world around them and become more educated about environmental issues. The Organization for the Assabet River's mission is to protect, preserve, and enhance the Assabet River, its tributaries, and watershed for habitat and recreation.
There is a fabulous group of motivated people working throughout the watershed, residents, municipalities, and our legislators to reverse the trend of pollution. I really do think we're on a positive upward swing, and especially as we continue to educate our youth, it's only going to get better.
The Waterwise workshops are free and open to the public and are sponsored by Intel, Greater Worcester Community Foundation, and Roman Haas Electronics. The workshops are for youth ages 6 to 12 and run through the week of August 11th. They are held weekly from 10 to 11:30 a.m. on Tuesdays here in Marlborough at the Grove.
They can expect to hopefully have a lot of fun, to be outdoors, to get dirty a little bit, really explore what the river's all about, what the watershed's all about, and what the lake and the reservoir are all about, what's living in them, what's living around them, and what they can do to help protect those things.
Through demonstrations, hands-on activities, group discussions, and interactions with plants and wildlife, the participants are encouraged to look closer at their own relationships with the environment and build on their knowledge of the natural world.
The more intricate and more detailed that kids are able to do their demonstrations or their activities, then it makes it much more real to them.
The participants will also discover how they can be part of environmental solutions in their own backyards. Registration for these workshops are required, so to do so, call the OAR office at 978-396-3956 or send an email to Sarah Edwards at sedwards@assabetriver.org.
Speaking of activities this summer, kids got a chance to act like robots last week at the Marlborough Public Library's Robot Olympics. Here's Carl Wilhelm with more on this story.
Down here inside the Children's Library, kids have an opportunity this summer that is out of this world.
This summer, we're doing our summer reading program, and the theme is Starship Adventures at Your Library. So, all of our programs are related to space.
On Wednesday, it was time to call up R2-D2, as the children experienced games involving robots.
We have a program called Robot Olympics where we're taking some games and having the kids pretend that they're robots or doing robotic type things. This is a challenge to actually maneuver something like a robot would, because robots would have, at least the way they are now, would have difficulty picking stuff up. This is actually a matching game. So we're going to have on the front of the robot a sheet with shapes, and the kids will have to match the shapes as quickly as they can.
This week's events were held in the library auditorium, but there is plenty happening in the children's room this summer.
On Wednesdays, we have a drop-in craft, which is what we had going on today, and that starts at 1, and that goes from 1 to 2:30. And then sometimes on Wednesday afternoons, we'll have programs like the Robotic Olympics. On Thursday nights, we have a movie, and our movie tomorrow is WALL-E. And on Monday mornings at 10:30, we're having a drop-in story time.
Now make sure if you'd like to sign up for one of these courses this summer, you have to apply a week in advance, either through the website or by coming down here to the Children's Library. For Marlborough This Week, I'm Carl Wilhelm.
Thanks, Carl. Coming up, the Rotary Club installs a new president. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
The mission of the Young Professionals Network, a program of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, is to network and socialize with like-minded young professionals from the Metro West and surrounding areas.
Not enough young professionals are getting out and learning the skills and making the connections that they need.
If you are looking to create long-term business relationships and you want to grow professionally, YPN is for you.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Marlborough Rotarians have installed a new president. The group conducted a ceremony a few weeks ago, and we were there as former President George Wampum handed over the reins.
Marlborough Rotarians held an installation ceremony last month to welcome newly elected President Mark Oram. Former President George Wampum says he's proud of all he's accomplished throughout this past year.
We've accomplished a great deal this year. We took care of 60 families between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We've contributed successfully to a great many organizations here in the city.
Wampum noted that the economic situation did, however, challenge the club in numerous ways, but the group did come out on top.
We managed to pull through. This is an organization with a lot of talent and a lot of energy, and we really made some good things happen.
Wampum thinks the installation of Mark Oram as Rotary Club president is a great move for this club.
I think he'll do a great job, and more importantly, I'm quite certain the membership will truly support him.
The installation was complete with dinner and a ceremony. Oram looks forward to taking on the task of president and believes this will be a busy and successful year for the Rotary Club.
It's a busy year coming up. It'll probably go very fast, but I'm looking forward to working with the great team that I have to work with the Rotary Club.
Oram has been with the club for several years and is quite happy with his new responsibility.
We have a lot of new members, and I think it's going to be dynamic this year because of the fact that we have all this blending that's going on. We'll have new ideas with old ideas, and I only think that makes it better in the long run.
Today we have Diego. And Diego's a senior citizen that came here from Puerto Rico. He's a very sweet little guy. He's a purebred poodle. So he's non-allergenic, non-shedding, which is nice for a lot of folks. He is housebroken. He's okay with some dogs, but probably do best to live as an only pet. If you're interested in Diego or any of the other dogs and cats we have here at Buddy Dog, please feel free to call us. The number is 978-443-6990.
Thanks, Gina. Still ahead, a reminder about the 2009 Summer Lunch Program, but first, a look at your 5-day forecast. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is Daniel. My brother Jacob has autism.
Most people don't know what that is. We've learned about autism. To the Autism Alliance of Metro West, we met other families just like ours. Now it's easier for us to do fun things all together. please visit the website at www.autismalliance.org.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Before we go, we'd like to take a moment to remind you about the 2009 Summer Lunch Program. We spoke with Peggy Ayers, Chairwoman of the Mayor's Youth Commission, to see why the program needs your help now more than ever. 1 out of every 4 children enrolled in the Marlborough Public Schools participates in the free or reduced lunch program, and once the schools close for the summer, that program also closes, and that's where the summer lunch program steps into play.
This is our 4th summer of providing free lunches to children in Marlborough, and these are kids who might have gotten free or reduced lunches during the school year, and when school closes, that program is gone. And what the Mayor's Youth Commission is doing is trying to fill that gap in services. We're trying to provide lunches for anybody who might need them.
With every resident feeling the pinch of this economic crisis, donations are down and the program is in need of your help.
People that we relied on before are not able to come through for us, so we're really looking to have some help.
Donations don't need to be a big deal. Simply purchasing brown lunch bags can help. Every donation goes a long way.
If you're out grocery shopping and you see snacks on sale, juice boxes, bags of fruit, please drop them off at the Walker Building. Ziploc bags, the large lunch bags, we go through those quite regularly, so any of those items would be a help.
According to Ayers, volunteers donating their time to help make the lunches every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday has been great so far. Cash or food donations is what is desperately needed. If children aren't participating in summer programs this summer but still need a lunch, they are encouraged to go to the Methodist Church on Church Street.
There's no paperwork to fill out. There's no financial qualifications. Anybody who is in need of a lunch can go to any of the locations and get one. The Methodist Church, the Smock office, Countryside Village, the Boys and Girls Club. We're also going to be providing to summer schools and summer camp programs.
Lunches will be assembled at the Metro Church located at 401 Elm Street on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. until August 28th. For more information, please call Human Services at 508-460-3758.
And last but not least, Marlborough Youth Lacrosse is encouraging young players to sign up early for spring 2010. You can register for the spring lacrosse season by August 15th and lock into the 2009 fee of $150 per player. Registration forms are available online at marlboroughLacrosse.com. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. We want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, last-minute details are underway as the city prepares for nearly 600 athletes to hit the streets for Marlborough's first ever triathlon race. Deval Patrick's offer to raise hotel and meal taxes in Massachusetts struck a sour note with councilors this past Monday night. We have a full recap in this week's Committee Corner. Plus, restaurant goers may now find themselves with a choice, inside or outside, what the approval of a city license means for downtown businesses. And later in this half hour, a Pleasant Street property built in 1806 is now for sale. In this economy, is it attracting buyers? We have that answer coming up. Those stories and more on this week's show. Marlborough This Week starts right now. The first ever Marlborough Triathlon is happening this Sunday, July 26th, and with just under 600 athletes coming to the city, there's sure to be lots of excitement for all to see. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin right now with this week's top story. On Monday morning, race directors and key individuals met at Marlborough High School to discuss final details regarding this Sunday's triathlon activities. Planning has been going on for months with department heads and the mayor for an event that hasn't happened in quite some time.
This is exciting for me as well as the other city officials who are working with the race promoters on it, so we're looking forward to it.
The Marlborough Triathlon, scheduled for 9 a.m. this Sunday, July 26th, will benefit the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation, a nonprofit that raises money for such school programs as health and wellness activities and Children's Hospital Boston.
We really wanted to make a connection with kids and fitness and wellness, and we thought the sport of triathlon was a really good vehicle to bring this. And so once we realized there was a lot of winners in this venture, then it was a really good project to get involved with.
The founders wanted a local charity organization involved, and when the schools was brought up at a meeting, it deemed a perfect fit.
Well, we're delighted in the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation to be associated with the Marlborough Triathlon. On a state level, they have the Children's Hospital, which is wonderful, and now at our city level, we have the schools.
The triathlon features a 1/3 mile swim in the Fort Meadow Reservoir, a 15-mile bike ride around the reservoir, and a 3.3-mile run that ends at Marlborough High School. Amateurs will be able to compete with elite athletes on Sunday, something that doesn't happen too often.
It's rare to have a sport where the beginner can race right alongside elite athletes. And it's right in our own backyard, so it should be great.
More than 500 people have signed up for this race, which has a cap of 600 participants. About 25% of registered participants are beginners.
Anyone who's interested in volunteering can come down here to the Marlborough High School, the main entrance. If you can be here by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, park here at the high school, we'll find a great job for that person.
For more information, visit marlboroughTri.com.
As you just learned, Children's Hospital Boston and the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation will be the beneficiaries of this triathlon. We spoke with 2 volunteers that are helping to raise money at Sunday's event to see why they feel it's so important to represent their own organizations. All concession stand proceeds will benefit the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation. According to Martin Levins, the Marlborough Public Schools Foundation president, there are many parent volunteers representing different Marlborough schools that will run the vending stands.
Immaculate Conception School is coming out to represent at this event because it's just a natural extension for us. We're a family-based school. We like to do a lot of community service, and this is really focused on family. And we want folks to come out and have fun and enjoy the day.
Anything we can do for the city is obviously helping out the student athletes because then they give back. During the year, we come to them with some of our fundraisers, so anytime we can give back like this, we want to do it. Plus, we get a chance to raise a little bit of money.
It's recommended that spectators watch from the high school area, which offers good views of the biking and running portions. The reservoir is just a short walk away where you can watch the swimming portion.
This is a significant event in triathlon world, so it's a great event for the city to actually have and host. But it's also a fun day for people to come out and enjoy the race.
The event still needs volunteers, from flaggers along the road to people who can help with registration. If anyone is interested in helping out this Sunday morning, July 26th, arrive at the high school between 7:30 and 8 a.m. Race organizers state that there will be plenty to do. Police are warning residents to use caution after a man posing as an employee of the water department unlawfully entered the home of a local couple Wednesday night. Police have recently investigated similar incidents in which someone entered a home and stole items. If residents are unsure if someone is from a utility company, they should call the company before allowing access to their home. Now it's on to election news, as we have current information on who has taken out nomination papers thus far for this year's elections. The residents that have pulled papers for this year's municipal elections are as follows: Nancy Stevens for mayor, Joseph Collins for mayor, Stephen Levy for Counselor at Large, Michael Ossing for Counselor at Large, Trish Pope for Counselor at Large, Jennifer Boudry for Counselor at Large, John McEnany, Counselor at Large, Robert Seymour for Ward 5, Peter Jaware for Ward 4, Edward Clancy for Ward 6, Donald Landers for Ward 7, Joe Delano for Ward 1, Paul Farrow for Ward 2, John Chagnon for Ward 2, Paul Broder for Ward 3, Matt Aldy for Ward 3, and John Raymond for Ward 3. A school committee race is starting to take shape as well, as a former city councilor and 3 incumbents have all pulled nomination papers. Former councilor Natalie Lashmet and school committee members Jennifer Hardy, Mark Hediger, and Michelle Bowden-Henninger will all be running in this year's elections.
Now, the city clerk's office wants to remind all residents once again that August 14th is the last day to obtain nomination papers for this year's municipal elections. The open positions are mayor, all 11 city council seats, and 3 school committee seats. Interested candidates can obtain papers until 5 p.m. on August 14th and must return them by August 18th.
You can count Marlborough out of the group of communities that may raise local meals and lodging taxes, as the City Council Monday night officially rejected an increase. Governor Deval Patrick is giving communities the ability to increase their hotel and motel occupancy tax and to add an additional 3/4 percentage point to the state's tax on restaurant meals. Councilors said the city should not impose any additional taxes on residents at such a financially difficult time. Councilors also stated that the city should encourage people to stay and eat here, and businesses may benefit from the rejection of the tax increases. In other business, the council pushed back a public hearing for a proposed 104-room hotel at 257 Cimarrano Drive. The hearing, which was scheduled for Monday night, is now on the August 17th council agenda. The council has also referred the matter to the Urban Affairs Committee. For this week's Committee Corner, I'm Dan Ginden.
To continue with our committee coverage, customers at several downtown restaurants may now find themselves with a choice, inside or outside, as the City Council approved a license that allows outdoor seating at downtown restaurants. Outdoor seating is a small incentive to increase business at restaurants after a tough beginning to the summer. Restaurants from Hildreth Street to Main Street will be able to have outdoor seating until September 30th. Well, drivers should now have an easier time getting down Route 85 near the Southborough line. The water main replacement work on Route 85 is mostly complete. The construction replaced an old water main that had broken a number of times. The contractor has paved over the water trench, and the city will see how it holds up over a 90-day period. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week, pricey renovations despite the tough economy. An inside look at the improvements being made to a local hotel. But first, construction on a new bank branch on Granger Boulevard is about to start. We have the details. Don't move. We're back with those stories right after this short break.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's okay to enjoy the many professional supervised firework displays in Massachusetts. But remember, it's illegal to possess and use fireworks in the state of Massachusetts, and that means you. In the past decade, there have been nearly 700 major fire and explosion incidents involving illegal fireworks. So remember, be smart, be safe, and leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. Marlborough Savings Bank plans to build a new branch at 81 Granger Boulevard. The bank is putting together bid documents and should be ready to start the bidding process by the end of the month. The bank hopes to start construction by September 1st and have it finished by early next summer. Well, despite the tough economy, a local hotel renovation project is moving forward. The economic downturn has hurt many hotels across the state, but the local Holiday Inn has undertaken a $6.5 million renovation project. Here's news reporter Carl Wilhelm with more.
Off of 495 or down Route 20, that hotel on the hill will look a little different come the fall.
Our renovation here is about a $6.5 million project. The renovation started around November, and we've done 2 guest floors and 11 of our suites on the 4th floor.
Even during a tough economic time, this Holiday Inn is looking to provide more to the city of Marlborough.
A lot of people in the community have been here a lot over the years, and to have them come back and see the hotel again, it's a brand new facility that's been completely redone will be pretty exciting. They can come down and visit the hotel. We'll take them on tours, show them the new rooms, show them the new suites, what the new lobby looks like, take them to our meeting rooms, the new lounge, the new restaurant, because this building has been here a very long time. It was the very first hotel built on this strip.
Local businesses should benefit from the reconstruction as well.
We are having some city events here at the hotel to kind of celebrate this, so that's pretty exciting. We're working on the Rotary and the Chamber of Commerce, having them at our property and having a grand reopening.
Even with all that is going on inside and the facelift the outside will soon receive, the hotel is overbooked for this weekend. Carl Wilhelm, Marlborough This Week.
The Old West Meeting House is for sale. The Pleasant Street property has been vacant for about 8 months now. We met with Marlene Aaron, a broker with Metro West Commercial Real Estate, to learn more.
Our price now is $1,175,000.
For nearly 2 centuries, it was a church. For more than 3 decades, it housed offices, and now the Old West Meeting House is for sale. We met with Marlene Aaron, a broker with Metro West Commercial Real Estate, to learn more. Aaron said she has shown the building to about 15 prospective buyers, mostly churches, but has not received a satisfactory offer yet.
Unfortunately, it's not a good market, and a lot of the office users are at the sidelines waiting for the prices to come down.
Built in 1806, the Old West Meeting House was a church until 1972. The 15,000 square foot building still has a sanctuary space on the first floor that can seat about 230 people.
There's no way that you could imagine what's inside this building just by driving by from the outside.
In 1972, the Unitarian Church that operated out of the Meeting House merged with the Hudson Church. The city bought the building around that time.
It does have some history for the city. It is a historical asset. One thing we would never want to see is that it be torn down, no doubt about that.
Kane had an office there in the late 1970s when he was the city's community development director.
The whole building's changed because the first floor where my offices were like all wood panel offices, and in the back of the building we had a daycare center that was run by SMOC, South Middlesex Opportunity Council. It was quite a drastic change, and I haven't been in here in years and years and years.
The building features an elevator, sprinkler system, kitchens, and handicapped accessible bathrooms.
It's all modern systems. Everything in here is brand new.
Aaron said she's also offering options to lease the building by floor or rent to own. A church recently leased space in the building.
Commercial property is looked at on a per square foot value, and we are under $100 a square foot. You could not build this building for anywhere near that. I think it's a very, very good deal for somebody.
Coming up, a behind-the-scenes look at a local animal shelter and your pet of the week. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The mission of the Young Professionals Network, a program of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, is to network and socialize with like-minded young professionals from the Metro West and surrounding areas.
Not enough young professionals are getting out and learning the skills and making the connections that they need.
If you are looking to create long-term business relationships and you want to grow professionally, YPN is for you.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Before we get to our pet of the week, we'd like to show you a behind-the-scenes look at the Buddy Dog Humane Society in Sudbury, where we get our pet of the week from. There's lots that goes on that residents just don't know about, including the huge task of feeding all of the shelter animals every day. We caught up with Buddy Dog employee Katie Stack to see how she accomplishes her duties each day. All shelter animals, regardless of their term of residence, should receive a good quality, balanced diet that is appropriate for their life stage. At the Buddy Dog Humane Society, feeding all animals appropriately and with care is on top of the list.
For Katie Stack, feeding over 20 adorable dogs every morning is a normal morning routine. The shelter goes through over 200 pounds of dry dog food and over 72 packets of wet dog food every week. That's a lot of doggy dishes that have to be given out, not including the special diets that are accommodated for.
People think that we just hold them here and we feed them, but we also have to take care of them. We have to make sure they're healthy and everything.
Starting out as a volunteer a few years ago, Stack developed her love for shelter animals, and when veterinarian school didn't quite work out the way she wanted it to, the Buddy Dog Humane Society scooped Stack up as a full-time employee. At an animal shelter, feeding is of course priority, but Stack does so much more.
I clean, I take care of the dogs, I make sure they have fresh water and fresh blankets every day, and just make sure, because dogs make a mess obviously, so every day you have to clean up after them. And I also do the laundry. I try to make sure the food's all stocked and general cleanup around the kennel and the kitchen.
Stack sees and takes care of these dogs and gives them exceptional care the moment their paws enter the door. For her, the most rewarding moment is when pets finally go home.
We had a dog here who was here since the beginning of me volunteering, and she went home in I think December, and it was just really nice because she had been here for 3 years, and it was nice to see her finally go home and be happy. It was really sweet.
Today we have Shiloh. Shiloh is a beautiful shepherd mix, maybe with some husky or some Labrador retriever. She's a female, about a year old, soon to be spayed, but before we spayed her here at Buddy Dog, we had to treat her for heartworm. So she has been treated, and she's a really sweet, super active dog who hasn't had much training, but she's really smart, so she'll learn quick. She's gonna make a great family pet. So if you're interested in Shiloh, please call us at Buddy Dog. The number is 978-443-6990.
Thanks, Gina. Still ahead, water-wise workshops, a fitness activity, and trail walking opportunities, all when we come back. But first, a look at your 5-day forecast. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Hi, my name is Daniel. My brother Jacob has autism.
Most people don't know what that is. We've learned about autism. To the Autism Alliance of Metro West, we met other families just like ours. Now it's easier for us to do fun things all together. Please visit the website at www.autismalliance.org.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The organization for the Aspet River would like to invite you to their annual summer program. The weekly Water-Wise workshops are being held at the Grove and will be teaching kids 6 to 12 about the water cycle, plants, and animal life.
Expect to hopefully have a lot of fun, to be outdoors, to get dirty a little bit, really explore what the river's all about, what the watershed's all about, and what the lake and the reservoir are all about, what's living in them, what's living around them, and what they can do to help protect those things.
For more information about the Water-Wise workshops or other activities along the Assabet River, please visit assabetriver.org. Marlborough's annual Walk Across America fitness program, which meets Wednesday evenings at Galone Park, is encouraging families to walk together this summer. Visit the park on Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. to participate. Questions? Email Wellness Committee member Leslie Crowley. And before we go, do you enjoy walking the trails of Marlborough? Well, if you do, there are guided group walks currently happening the first Saturday of each month. The next walk is Saturday, August 1st at 9 a.m. at Callahan State Park. This will be a 2-mile, 2-hour hike. For more information, you can call Rick Boudry at 508-481-0569, or you can visit greenmarlborough.org. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. We want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.